بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Today we're going to talk about Aqidah, and we're going to talk about the cause and effect and design, and how the cause and effect will lead you to believe in Allah Azza wa Jal. What's the cause of and effect means? For something to happen, somebody else has to cause it to happen. When I walked into the classroom, the light was off, I had to switch it on. So it doesn't come on by itself unless there's a sensor. When you walk in, it comes. But there is a sensor caused it to come on. When we came to the class, all the chairs were on the floor. Usually they are on the table and the cleaner clean. But somebody put them on the floor. So somebody caused it. When I came to the class, there were a clock there. Because somebody bought the clock, somebody put it on the wall. So for us, anything to happen, there's something has to cause it to happen. So this is why the believer in Allah Azza wa Jalla have no problem believing in Allah. Why? Because when you are born and you look into the world around you, you ask a question, Dad, where the sun came from? Where the moon came from? Where the tree came from? Where I came from? Something caused you to come. You came from mom and dad. The sun came from a creator who created the sun. The moon from a creator who created the moon. So everything has a cause. So you don't need to search for Allah Azza wa Jal. You know He existed because what He left behind. He created things. Because the ball is there must be a bricklayer there. I don't need to see the bricklayer. I don't need to see the electrician. I know there's a skilled electrician because you put the light correctly and they come on easily. I don't need to know there's a blind maker. I don't need to know to see the window maker because he made windows. Must be a good window maker. So I don't need to see Allah Azza wa Jal to know Allah exists. What would I need to see? His creation. I see His creation, it must be somebody who's really mighty, who is really able to do things. Now when you think about the universe, either the universe have no start, is that true or not? If somebody said to you, oh, there were no start to the universe, what would you say? If somebody said, if there were a candle here and I lit the candle last Sunday, let's say the candle was on a marble, not on the not on the cupboard wood, because you'll say will burn the whole school. But if it's on the marble and I lit the candle, and the next week the candle will be melted, gone. All the wax without being burned will come off. So if your father took you on a journey, you're going to Scotland, at one point in time, you run out of petrol, you stop. Unless you refill the car, you're going to go nowhere. So the sun's running out of heat by the second. Some suns have already cooled down. Our earth at the beginning, Allah created it as a ball of fire. How do we know that? The earth was a ball of fire and cooled down. How do we know it's a ball of fire?
Like it's molten inside?
Yeah, because it's melted inside. How do we know that's from volcanoes? When there is a split in the earth, melted lava comes, melted rocks. So inside is still hot, still melted. And what else? Volcano will show us. What else will show us?
Earthquake.
Earthquake, yes, because it's melted inside. The skin, which is cold, sitting on a liquid, sometimes it moves a bit. When it moves a bit, the shake is enough to destroy buildings and kill 200,000-300,000 something. In the tsunami, when the shake happened under the water, it formed massive waves which killed 300,000 people in India and in the Southeast Asia. So you know the universe had a start. At one single point, the universe was not there and was created. They calculated how long it takes for the universe to expand like this, how long it takes the universe to lose the heat, and then they found that it is 13.7 billion years. They also found out from the background cosmetic radiation, estimated time the universe was born or made, created in 13.7 billion years ago. Did not create itself. Nothing creates itself. Must be an outside agent to create a matter. Chemicals will not turn into biology. If you put salt and magnesium and iron and carbon and hydrogen and oxygen in a bowl and leave them for billion years, million years, billion years, will not turn into a cucumber or lettuce or whatever. So it will not change into living creature. So the universe did not create itself. It wasn't there for eternity, because they say, oh, there was singularity. What singularity means? It means nothing. And from nothing we'll get the universe. That's wrong. From nothing you get nothing. If nothing in your pocket, no money, nothing, you're not going to get £1,000 in your pocket suddenly. If the police caught somebody with a stolen mobile, oh, it just existed by itself in my pocket, which police will believe him? Say, okay, you tell us you come with us to the station, tell the surgeon that. So you can't come and say, oh, the car appeared on my drive by itself. I didn't steal the car. It just appeared. Which police will believe you? No police will believe you. You will be considered cheating the police, or you're mad. You will reach a stage that the universe must have a creator. The atheist blindly say that the universe came by itself. And we use science to say there's a creator. How do we use science? Because of the cause and effect. Because the building is there, there's a builder. Because the window is there, there's a window maker. Because the sun is there, there's a sun maker. Because the moon is there, there's a moon maker. We have evidence when we say there is God. The atheists have no evidence. The atheists just guess. Oh, there's no creator. How do you know? Where the moon came from, where the galaxy came from, where the clusters of galaxies came from, where my father came from, where my cat came from. I have evidence. It exists. There's a causal to it. Yeah? I'm going to show you this short video. So the first point, you were saying that the cause must have a causa, which we've just discussed, yeah? Yes? Are you with me? Yeah? So, cause is actually a very big, strong argument. Nobody can deny the cause and effect. And as I said, if the police find a dead person in the park, they will straight away find out what caused the death. Had heart attack, he failed or something, or somebody killed him. If somebody killed him and no sign of injury, they'll be interested how he killed him. So they will take him to the mortuary and they do what's called post-mortem. The post-mortem would show that was a poison, was a drug, or was something, and then they will chase the killer. So they must have a cause of death. They will not take it that, oh, he died. That's the qadar of Allah, that's the will of God. Forget about it, bury him. They will not take that as a valid reason. There must be a cause of death. You can't bury somebody unless you have a cause of death and agreed by the registrar of death. That's what caused the death. If somebody dies and nobody knows him, they will do it post-mortem. So the police will not accept that somebody just dies. There must be a cause of death. And if a person dies and no doctor saw him within the last 2 weeks, they must do the post-mortem. Unless the coroner convinced, yes, that's okay. Because there must be a doctor who said that he developed an illness which will make him die. So the cause and effect plays everywhere. If you why he died? Because he had a heart attack. Why he died? Because he had a hit on the brain. Why he died? Because somebody poisoned him. Why he died? Because of this. Why the sun is there? Because somebody created the sun. Why the moon is there? Somebody created the moon. Why the building is there? Because there were builders and engineers and window makers, and so everything has cause and effect. And the most important things in the universe we are in, us, vegetations around us, animal around us, has a creator. So the second one, he was talking about the design. If you have explosion, the explosion will cause rubble of things, will destroy things. Explosion will not make a good design. Nobody said, when they bombed Gaza, or they bombed Lebanon, or they bombed Iran, they created the new design. They created robbers, they killed people, they destroyed buildings, and they destroyed bridges, and they destroyed companies. So the design need designer. The Big Bang is a random explosion which have created rubble, nothing there. But because the Big Bang is done by design, from a designer, Allah Azza wa Jalla said, ثم استوى إلى السماء فسواهن سبع سماوات. So Allah Azza wa Jalla created the earth, perfect the earth, created the heavens, perfected the heavens. So when they went to the space, the most amazing report came back from the lady that she was shocked and amazed to see the earth sitting there, not carried by anything. Allah Azza wa Jalla created the heavens without any columns you see. There's nothing carrying the heavens, the stars and the earth, and came with a nice dress. You say, where is this design? Where did you buy it from? There's a designer there. Oh, my mom made it. Oh, your mom must be a designer. Yeah. If you come to a car here, this fancy car, who designed this car? The third point he mentioned is life demand supernatural life giver. What he said, if you come and put carbon, magnesium, I said earlier, and hydrogen and oxygen and zinc and magnesium or whatever in a bowl and shake it and leave it, even for 1,000 years, will not turn into tomatoes, will not turn into a tree or apple. It will not, no matter what you do. If you want an apple tree, you must bring a seed of an apple planted, or a branch of an apple and grow it as instructed. If you want cucumber, you do the same. If you want tomato, you do the same. You need biology, produce biology. Dead materials will not produce biology. Biology, the plants will absorb the minerals and the water and things and grow. But the minerals and the stuff there on earth will not turn into biological existence. In fact, if you bring a DNA by itself, will not multiply. You need to have the DNA in the same time with the mitochondria and the cytoplasm and the RNA and all the brain, the cell membrane. It all has to be in the same temperature, in the perfect humidity, perfect pH to grow. A cell will not grow by itself without even the environment around it. So to create one single biological existence, you need billions and billions of years if it happened by itself. It will never happen by itself. The chance for it to happen is just nil and zero. Why is that? They said to have protein, the smallest protein you need to happen by itself, has to be the chance 1 over 10 the power of 850. And everything is smaller than 1 over 10 power of 50 is zero. Why they say zero? Because the whole age of the universe will not be long enough to happen by chance. It has to start happening zillions of years before the universe even created. So it will never happen. By itself will never happen. All this rubbish which is Darwin came with and Freud came with will never happen, because time is not on their side. Why the lottery ticket, they expect you to put 6 numbers? If they put 10 numbers, why nobody will win? To win the lottery, it takes from a week to 6 weeks to get 6 numbers right and win the lottery. If it's 6 numbers. If it is 10 numbers, you will never win, because it will take you 200 years to get it right. In 200 years, nobody will be alive anywhere. So the chance is zero. So if the communists came tomorrow and said we are changing the law, the rules, you have to choose 10 numbers, nobody will win. Will never win. The chance is 1 every 200 years. Nobody will win. Life demands supernatural life giver on biological level, not only on material. Allah Azza wa Jalla said in the Quran, لَخَلْقُ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ أَكْبَرُ مِنْ خَلْقِ النَّاسِ وَلَكِنْ أَكْثَرَ النَّاسِ لَا يَعْلَمُونَ. The creation of the heavens and earth is far much greater than creating man. But most people don't know. Why is that? Because to create man, you need oxygen, hydrogen, carbon, magnesium. How are you going to get it? You need to create the hydrogen. How will you create hydrogen? How will you create magnesium? How will you create sodium? So it is, where do you get the proton from and neutron from and the electron from? How are you going to stick them together and make the electron move? The smallest atom, the hydrogen, you can never create. It has to be there for you to use it, but you can never create it. So to create man, you need the hydrogen there, the oxygen there, magnesium there, the iron there, the sodium there, the potassium there. Who created them? Allah. So creating the heavens and earth far much greater than creating man. To create the atoms is far much greater. Now the whole war between USA and Iran, that they are enriching uranium, and they might reach a stage where they have fully enriched uranium and they can split the uranium with the TNT and cause the atomic bomb and destroy Hiroshima and Nagasaki. So it takes so many years, so much effort, and they try to stop them because if they hit countries around them because they think they are pro-American, they can hit them with atomic bomb quite easily and kill humanity. This is the argument, the political argument. But making the atom or splitting the atom will take so much work. How much it takes to fuse 2 atoms of hydrogen to create nuclear bomb. You need first a heavier hydrogen. This is why they want to go to the moon, because there's a lot of heavy hydrogen, they said, in the moon. Heavy hydrogen means that you have the 3 nucleus. Usually hydrogen come in 2, H2. The oxygen come in 2 and hydrogen come in 2, always, 2. But the heavy hydrogen is 3, and if you merge them together, you create helium, and then you create a lot of energy. So you need atomic bomb to explode to fuse the hydrogen. So you need a lot of TNT to fuse, to split the uranium, and then you need so many atomic bomb to explode to create the hydrogen bomb. So creating the universe, all these atoms, all these galaxies, all these. So you need Allah Azza wa Jalla. They're not going to create by itself. They're not going to come from nothing. The next argument point, he said, is the moral values. How would you know? Probably all humanity will be dead before you discover killing is wrong. When man discovered that killing is wrong. In the Quran, Qabil killed Habil. Then it's like killing all mankind. Why? Because if there's only 2 men there and you killed one of them, you killed half the humanity. Because the humanity came from the other half. So from Adam and Eve came all humanity. If at that level you killed one of them, you killed half the human. If Habil wasn't dead now, probably human race will be 16 billion. So morality is from Allah Azza wa Jalla. Because who will force it is religion. The belief in Allah force morality. When there's no belief in Allah, there is no morality. And you could see nations fighting each other, gangs spreading, the rich getting away with a lot of money, and the poor getting poorer, and countries becoming bankrupt. There's no morality. There's fights in many countries for years and years now, non-stop. How many wars Israel did? So many wars. What will stop them? Morality. There's no morality. Killing is forbidden. Hello, Allah Azza wa Jalla. Then he addressed the free will. Why you have a free will as a human? You choose to eat or not to eat, to drink or not to drink, to kill or not to kill. Why animals have no choice? Animals work with instinct. Allah made them like this. So they will behave like this for eternity. While we have the choice to make changes. And our free will made us build buildings and build bridges and discover things. And the last point he mentioned was reasoning. Reasoning makes us survive. Because you reason, what if I don't come to school? What will happen to me? What will happen to me if I come to school? What will happen to me if I study hard? What will happen to me if I get qualifications? What will happen to me if I start a business of this time? And you come arguing and discussing with each other, with people, with family, with experts, with teachers. The topic is the existence of Allah Azza wa Jalla through using the brain to find out the effect of cause and effect, made us believe in Allah Azza wa Jalla. The design around us made us believe in Allah Azza wa Jalla. The life, the biological life demands a maker to the biological life. The moral values need somebody who force these moral values on us. This is why Allah sent a lot of messengers to us to force the moral values. And the free will, Allah gave it to us. So it would be right to punish the guilty one and reward the good one. And the reasoning which allow us to flourish and increase.